Hello guys, my name is Hugo, welcome to my channel. I'm Los Angeles based DP and on my channel I make reviews about gear, I do filmmaking tips and lighting techniques. And today I want to talk about two products. This is going to be PortKeys products. One of them is an eyepiece for primarily designed for RED DSMC2, but it can be also used on any other camera with the HDMI out and the SDI out. And also I want to talk about this PortKeys monitor, which is called BM5 WR. This is the model that has a Wi-Fi built in, and you can connect cameras that has a built-in Wi-Fi pretty much. I use this monitor primarily with the RED Komodo that has built-in Wi-Fi, and I can control RED Komodo with this monitor, which is pretty cool. So I have different kind of monitors. I have Small HD, I have Atomos, Ninja V, Atomos Shinobi, Atomos Shogun, Small HD Cine 7, I have Small HD small monitor. So I worked pretty much with all kind of monitors. From the beginning, when I opened the box when I came, I was really surprised of the build quality, because the build quality of this is really good. It's all metal housing, all the buttons, everything is so like really nice. It has Sony batteries on the back, but you can also hook it up with the D-tap, and the cable comes with it. I usually use D-tap, so I can hook it up to my V-mount batteries. This way I can have a low profile, but sometimes I actually use Sony battery as well. It's fine. It has SDI in, SDI out. It also has HDMI in. It also has some kind of focus puller output input. I'm not sure how that works. I never tried that before. But also it has some buttons. You can control menu, and you can assign quick buttons right here. And you can assign something like your LUTs, turn on, turn off, focus peaking, false color, frame lanes, whatever you use, So the image coming out of this is pretty good actually. Surprisingly, the image that you can see on the screen is very close to the one you're gonna get actually, because like even with the Atomos products, I constantly have to calibrate them because for some reason they just lose their calibration, and you just have to recalibrate it. Like recently I had to calibrate my Shinobi, and it was great, and only like a couple months and the calibration went off, and I can clearly see that the pictures on this screen is more true to life than on Shinobi. So nothing bad with Shinobi, I just have to calibrate it again. But with this one, straight out of the box, the calibration was pretty well, looked really nice. The brightness, it's really bright. For use outside, it has enough brightness. It has 2200 nits, which is quite a lot. And I personally don't use those nits. I don't use the full brightness all the time. I use brightness all the time only when I'm outside, but when I'm inside, I use it only lower, somewhere about 400 nits, 350 nits, simply because when the full brightness and when you're doing inside, and it's not only this monitor, it's any monitor, the image is so bright that you can't really judge true exposure, and very often you can just underexpose just because your monitor is too bright, and when you pull it up your footage on the computer, you can see, oh, like you really underexpose it, because on the monitor it looked fine. So keep that in mind. And here it doesn't say exactly what brightness you have. It has a gradation from 1 to 10, and I usually keep it at around 2. And 2 is probably a sweet spot for me when I'm shooting inside. But yeah, when you do outside, just bump it up to 10 and you'll be fine. So what else can I say about this? The interface itself on this screen is probably the biggest downside. It doesn't look like very well defined like on Small HD. On Small HD it's very stylish, it's nice, very simple and all that. Here it looks a little bit more like funky with all these different colors, and design by itself isn't the best, but it works. Everything works fine. I like that I can remove all all my information easily, and by default, like, you don't see any like overlays on the screen, which is great. And if you need to see your overlays, you just tap on it and tap it back. But the biggest thing I like the most on this is the zoom. And the zoom, when you need to focus on something, I don't even use a focus peak on anything, I just use the zoom. And the zoom is so intuitive and so nice in here that, I don't know, even on small HD, it doesn't work this way. Here it feels so nice and smooth, like you're using an iPhone, you know? So very simple, very easy, and everyone I showed this was like, wow, this is really cool. And all my friends who using my cameras and stuff, they say like they love this thing. And I particularly like this zooming in and zooming out the most. For instance, like on Atomos Shinobi, I constantly have to go to menu, click on button, zoom to X2, X4. I mean, it still does it, but I have to do so many movements instead of just zooming in and zooming out. I don't understand why all the monitors don't do it this way, because it's just so nice. So I like that a lot. The Wi-Fi connectivity is pretty nice. Because when I connect it to Komodo, sometimes I put Komodo in the places where I can't really see the top screen, like in a car mount or somewhere on a crane where I can't really reach it. I can have this in my hands and I can control all the settings in the camera. I know I can connect it to my iPad or iPhone and control all my settings there, but it's really nice to have it in here in the monitor, so I can adjust my exposure, I can adjust my ISO, shutter speed, whatever I want. I can pretty much change all the settings in here, all the basic settings I would say in here, which is really nice. I can start and stop record on this one, which is I like it a lot. I mean, it probably would be nice as an improvement, I don't know if it's even possible to see image from the camera without any cables wirelessly via the Wi-Fi. That would be really cool. But even as without that, it's just nice. So the price wise, I wouldn't call it expensive and I wouldn't call it cheap. I think it stays somewhere in the middle. Like for instance, the Shinobi is going to be way cheaper. And if you compare this to small HD, the small HD is going to be way more expensive. So small HD probably is going to be double the price. I quite honestly, when I used it, I'm not sure if I would pick a small HD over this one right now. Simply because of this one feature, the one that I can zoom in and zoom out. Because with this monitor, basically it simplifies my workflow in terms of focusing and making sure I'm in focus so much. And overall, I have enough brightness, I have enough image quality. I'm pretty happy with that, you know? So would I recommend this monitor? Of course I would, because it's on my channel. There is not going to be videos about any other products that I don't recommend. I make reviews only about products that I like. So, moving on. Another product from PortKeys is an eyepiece. It's a viewfinder, and this viewfinder is specifically designed for RED eSIM-C2. And actually, I've been on the market of viewfinders, and it's really hard to pick. There is not many options actually. Most of them are really pricey, and this one was considerably affordable. I wouldn't say it's cheap, but it's not that expensive. Like for instance, you're gonna have to pay about $5,000 if you buy the RED original one, which is too much. And I didn't want to buy the original one. I wanted to get something third party. And I picked this one because with this one you can actually connect settings of your camera, and that's really nice, because sometimes I don't want to put a top monitor on my eSIM-C2 in order to control, because it becomes bulky. And the eyepiece usually used, and most of the times used when it's on the shoulder. So if I can not to use top screen, I would rather not to. And with this connectivity, I can pretty much control all the settings, and it's really nice. And it has a rec start stop button. It also has a function buttons where I can assign whatever I want, like focus peaking, LUT, or false colors. It also has SDI in and SDI out, HDMI in and HDMI out. which means you can use it not only with the SMC2, you can use it with any cameras that has HDMI and SDI. And the build quality, just like the monitor, it's all metal housing. The build quality is really solid. I really do like equipment and products that has really nice touch, and when you take it, you feel like it's built like a tank. If it falls, it's not gonna break. It's all metal housing. It's good. It looks nice. Probably the biggest problem was for me to find a nice bracket, a nice mount for this. And it's not only for this viewfinder, for any viewfinders. There is no many mounts that could be really compact and still flexible. I had to improvise. I had to find some different pieces and put it all together. So anyways, downsides. So the viewfinder has a fan inside, and this fan sometimes gets a little bit noisy. But again, it's not like crazy noisy. You can hear that, but it's probably not gonna disturb as much. But keep in mind there is a fan. And this fan actually turns off when you press record, because it communicates with the SMC2 camera and it knows that the camera recording, so it has to be silent. So it goes in silent mode while you're recording. When you stop it, the fan comes up again. And the other thing that I don't like, and I understand, like, you have to use this piece. This is an extra piece that you put on the back of the camera where you connect your power distribution go to the viewfinder, and you connect your power on the other side, and you connect the RED control, and so you can control the camera with all these buttons. What I don't like and what I don't understand, that if I don't use RED SMC2 and I use any other camera, I still have to use this piece. And it's kind of strange that they don't include a cable that goes straight to the viewfinder from a D-tap, so you can power this piece without it. Maybe, I didn't check, maybe you can buy it separately, but yeah, if they don't have it, they definitely have to think about making a cable that goes directly to the viewfinder, so you can eliminate this piece if you don't need to use it. Other than that, I don't know. It's a really nice monitor. The picture quality inside looks good. It's really hard to show in the video what's inside, but it looks good. You clearly can see everything. The image quality is good, the resolution is good, brightness is good, so it's good enough. So, and I think for the price, what you're getting for the price, it's a decent product. It's really a decent product. So that's pretty much it. That's all I wanted to say about these products. And if you're in the market of viewfinder and the monitors, I think it's worth attention to take a look at those ones. So I hope this information was useful for you. Thank you for your time. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.